Welcome to Boom 50 Fitness. My name's Regan, and today, the 5 things I do every single day to stay fit in my 50s. Oh, what to go over first? I am going to pick, boom, sleep. We all do it. New studies have shown that as we age, sleep is just as important as diet and exercise. And the same study indicates that lack of sleep can contribute to conditions such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, and even depression. So we all do it, but do you prioritize your sleep? Here are a few of the things that I do to make sure I prioritize my sleep. 1, I get up and go to bed at about the same time every morning and night, at least within a half hour. Normally I get up at 7, not a crazy super early riser, but 7 is usually my time, and I go to bed around 10:30 at night. So I found my sweet spot is that 8.5 hours. Over 9, experts say, is just too much, and under 7, they say you'll usually be a little foggy the next day. So find that little sweet spot, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time or within a half hour, and you'll see a big difference. Yes, even on weekends. The other thing I do is I turn off all devices, my phone, my computer, at around 7:30 at night. I also set an alert on my watch so that at 9:45 it tells me it's time for bed. I don't go to bed at that time, but I get in bed. After I turn off all the devices, I do my skincare routine and I put on my PJs. I will link my skincare routine down below just in case you're interested. And what I do as soon as I get in bed is I pull out my calendar for the next day and I go down and fill in hour by hour what is going on, whether it's filming or editing videos or making reels or putting together programs for clients or a walk or my workout. I put it all in that calendar so it gets out of my head and I don't have to think about it until the next day. And after my calendar is done, I pick up whatever book I'm in the middle of, and I usually read until I start to get a little drowsy, which is usually about 15 or 20 minutes into my reading. And then I do something that's actually brand new and I love it. I downloaded the Headspace app and they have these 5-minute sleepy time meditations. So I've been doing that for the past week and I really, really like it. I almost fall asleep before the end of the 5 minutes and I've had good luck staying asleep. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other good tricks. I did forget to mention that I am on HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. A lot of women around my age tend to have difficulties falling asleep and staying asleep, and my problem started during the very beginning of the pandemic. I was waking up like 7 to 8 times a night, hot and cold and hot and cold. So my doctor put me on progesterone, and I just take 1 to 2 of those a night, 100 milligrams, I believe, and they've really helped. But I do know that HRT is not for everybody, so but for me it has really helped, and it is something that I'll probably keep in my nighttime routine for a little bit longer. Did you know that as we age, we need about 50% more protein than when we were young adults? So that leads me into number 2. I eat a lot of protein every single day. Why do I eat so much protein, and why should you eat so much protein? Because after the age of 30, women lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per decade. That may not seem like a lot, but trust me, it is, and it will add up. And by the age of 60, that number can significantly increase. And most adults do not get enough protein in their daily diets to help protect that muscle mass. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know I'm not a huge fan of counting calories because it can lead to disordered eating. However, if you're not sure if you're getting enough protein in your diet, go ahead and start counting the grams at each of your meals. For most women, it's between the ages of 40 and 50 where sarcopenia starts to set in, and sarcopenia is the actual loss of the muscle mass. So if you are not taking in enough protein, what will happen is your body will start to break down that muscle mass that you have worked so hard to achieve. So how much protein does your body actually need? Well, it kind of depends on what you weigh and if you work out or not. Do you strength train? So different factors play into that. So let's keep this simple and not get into a bunch of calculations. If you are a woman 45 or older and you do some heavy duty strength training, shoot for 30 grams of protein with each meal. If you do not exercise and do not strength train, it's still important for you to get that protein, but you probably just don't need quite as much. The actual recommended amount of protein for someone who does not work out, ages 45 and over, is about 55 to 60 grams of protein. So quick plug, if you are a new viewer to this channel, there are lots and lots of workout videos that are up. So if you have not been strength training and you want to start, check out some of my beginner workouts. I know you'll love them, and at this age, you need to be doing that strength training. It is so, so important. There are so many great sources of protein out there, but some of my personal favorites that I eat almost on a daily basis would be Greek yogurt, all kinds of nuts, cheese, chicken breast, edamame. There's so many. If you're thinking to yourself that 30 grams of protein at 3 meals a day seems like a lot, or maybe that recommended amount of 55 to 60 even seems like a lot, check out my What I Eat in a Day video and it will help give you some ideas. It's not that hard to get that amount of protein in. Fiona, do you want to come get some protein, sweet girl? Let's go get some protein. Okay, so start that today. At your next meal, you're gonna get 30 grams of protein. You can do it. Let's move on. Fun fact, I have only done a New Year's resolution 2 times in my life. Once it was to take better care of my feet, and I've been successful with that, and the other one was to stretch every single day. So that leads me into number 3. Stretch every single day. So how long ago did I make that goal? I don't know. It was probably 15 or 20 years ago. And it was just, I would always stretch after my workouts. I mean, I was still a trainer then and I stretched all my clients. But I knew I needed just a little bit more. So on my rest days, I also started stretching. So 7 days a week, I started stretching, and the goal was to do it 7 days a week for just 10 minutes. And that was easy because once I started, I found myself going for 15 or 20 minutes. So on average, my stretching sessions are probably 20 to 30 minutes. I just love it. I will also link down below. I've got a couple stretching videos that are up, and they could be for beginners or advanced stretchers. And one thing I love about stretching is you are never, ever too old to start. The main thing we know stretching does is it increases our flexibility, but it also decreases your chance of injury, improve your posture, reduce your stress and body aches, and so much more. So like I said, the main thing that stretching does is it improves your flexibility. And this is just crucial for overall good health. So not only will flexibility help with your day-to-day activities, but it will help delay the decrease in mobility that generally comes with aging. Stretching also increases your range of motion. Is that the same as flexibility? No, because the range of motion occurs at the joint. And that full range of motion through the joint just gives you the freedom of movement. There are 2 kinds of stretching. There's dynamic and static stretching, and I'll go through that in a later video, but studies have shown that both forms of stretching are really great for increasing flexibility and range of motion. The other thing that stretching does is it increases the blood flow to the muscles. So if you are performing stretching exercises on a day-to-day basis, you're going to help your circulation. The other thing flexibility can do is it can shorten your recovery time and reduce muscle soreness. Okay, I love this next benefit the most. It improves your posture. As you get older, we've all seen it, the body starts to slump over. And now today we're seeing this happen in kids really young because of you know what. Anyway, so stretching out your back and elongating that spine is really going to help with your posture. It's just muscle imbalances that cause the poor posture. I love that strengthening and stretching can really help specific muscle groups reduce pain and encourage proper alignment. Back pain, anybody? Stretching can definitely help reduce with back pain. So if you have any sort of back pain, stretching can be your best friend. I will make a video for stretching specifically for your back, and we'll use the foam roller, so look for that coming up. Another reason I love stretching is it's a great stress reliever. And as we age, we know we want to keep those cortisol levels down because we don't want the dreaded belly fat. And stretching is one way to really keep the stress levels down and the cortisol levels at bay. So if you're not stretching every day, add it. I promise you it will change your life and your body will thank you for it. Number 4, you guessed it, water. We all hear about the importance of water, but it is absolutely essential for keeping your body functioning properly. There are so many things that water does in your body besides quench your thirst. It regulates your body temperature. It helps keep your eyes and your nose and your mouth from drying out. It protects body organs and tissues. It carries nutrients and oxygen to the cells. It lubricates joints. It lessens the burden on the liver and the kidneys by flushing out any waste products. And I bet you didn't know this, it dissolves minerals and nutrients to make them more accessible for your body. Every single day, you lose 8 to 12 cups of water through breathing, perspiration, and when you go pee. In general, most men need about 12 cups of water a day, where the bare minimum for women would be about 9 cups. But if you exercise and perspire, you're gonna need more. Some of the factors that increase your need for more water would be exercising, hot weather, high altitude, alcohol consumption, caffeine consumption. Did I miss anything? Oh, and if you have a high fiber diet, you're gonna need extra water. So how do you know if you're taking in enough water? Well, when you go to pee, it shouldn't be bright yellow. It should be more of like a lemonade color or closer to clear. Adequate hydration varies from person to person. What I started doing just to make sure I was taking in enough water throughout the day is I have a big gallon jug and I fill that every morning and I make sure I finish that before I go to bed at night. So it's a whole gallon, but also I drink a ton of green tea, which is the lowest caffeinated tea. So I don't really have to worry about getting dehydrated from that. It actually does hydrate you. So I drink about 5 to 6 cups a day of green tea. But I also, with my gallon water, I don't use that gallon when I make my green juices or if I make an emergency. And I don't use that gallon when I'm working out. I use a separate water bottle. So that way, on top of the water from exercise, my green juice, my green tea, and whatever else I drink, I've got my big gallon jug that I have to finish by the end of the night. My mom said, I can't believe how much water you drink, Ree. If I drank that much water, I'd be in the bathroom every hour. And I am. So besides carrying my big gallon, Some of the other things that I do is I make sure to drink a big tall glass of water as soon as I wake up. When I get in my car, I always have a water bottle with me, and I don't drink sugary drinks with added calories. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water to keep your body functioning properly and just to maintain overall good health. Last but not least, it's walking. Yes, I walk every single day. Rain or shine or snowstorm, we get it all here in Park City, but that is not going to keep me from getting outside and going for a walk. Yes, some days, if it's a snowstorm, it's usually not a very long walk. So minimum, I walk 10 minutes, and then usually maximum is an hour, but on average, it's usually like 30 to 40 minutes. And I just love it. Walking a lot is a little bit newer for me. I mean, I've been exercising for a very, very long time. Many of you know I owned a spin studio, so I was a huge spinner, teaching 1 to 2 classes about 5 days a week. I was a huge runner, loved to run, but those types of cardiovascular exercises started to not feel great on my body. So I picked up walking every day because it makes my body feel really, really good. One of the biggest benefits for perimenopausal and menopausal women is walking, just like stretching, can help lower your cortisol levels. And we want to eliminate the chance of getting that belly fat, and high cortisol levels will increase the chance of you getting that belly fat. So after a great workout, a great strength training workout, go for a walk. Help bring those cortisol levels back down. Walking can also help lower blood sugar. As you may know, when you eat a meal, your blood sugar level rises. And if you go out for a walk after that meal, you can help lower that blood sugar. Walking can also help reduce pain. So, after a great workout, when you feel that soreness from those tiny little muscle tears, that's a great time to get off the couch. I know it's counterintuitive for a lot of people. They feel that soreness, they think they need to rest, but it's actually the opposite. When you have that soreness, get the body moving, get some blood flowing to those muscle groups, and then go in for a stretch after that walk. And last but not least, possibly the most important benefit of walking is it can really help with mental health. And if you have high anxiety, this can really help. Most doctors will now recommend walking to their patients with mental illness. So you do not need to have a mental illness to reap the benefits of the endorphins that are released during a walk. They can help lower your stress and anxiety levels and just make you feel good. You'll get that mood boost from going out for a walk. So let's go walking. I hope you found this video really informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Give me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. My name's Regan. This is Boom 50 Fitness, your new BFF.